Made possible through support from the Arc of Aurora, PASCO, Personal Assistance Services of Colorado, and Developmental Pathways. THINK+change Talks. Nearly 40 million caregivers in the U.S. provide care to adults with a disability or illness. Caregiving Across the Continuum, a series of different perspectives. A biological caregiver's perspective.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. They're different.
She was diagnosed about age 3, maybe. It was just roughly around 3. It was a little before that, with pretty severe autism, and then just a whole bunch of other titles and stuff that probably aren't relevant, but special needs, and a lot of special needs. 24 hours a day, 365. And that happened kind of accidentally. I was working at home, and so it just my wife was working out and out of the home, and so it just seemed like, well, I was home and it was natural. Plus, when my daughter was diagnosed and we knew, it was so obvious there's something not right here, and she went from a place of just not wanting to be held or touched or interact with anybody, just sitting in a corner and rocking and doing really strange things with her hands, and we now know part of it was pain related, part of it was just the development of how her brain wasn't developing correctly and hadn't, and just the condition. But she was in misery and emotionally and physically, and yeah, she would just sit and rock in a corner, and you'd try to move to her and she wouldn't want any part of you most of the time, and it just, so obviously the diagnosis was coming. They said she should be institutionalized, that there wasn't going to be much hope for her future. I just couldn't believe there wasn't something that could be done better, and so I took it on.
Chip
But
and
what's the
dip
name
chocolate.
What's the name on the jar? I want to see that. What's the name? Think about it. Can you see it? When you buy it, it has a name written on the little container. What's that name?
Avocado.
That says that on there, but
Cado.
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 Yeah.
I started an ABA program with her. I did the research and didn't know, back then she's 22 years old now, but back then it was, ABA, and it was all brand new. Not many people, there wasn't anybody in Colorado really doing anything. So I contacted UCLA, and they are on a waiting list, and so I studied it and researched it and started doing it myself in the home. I would do 40 hours a week of ABA in the home, just me.
And for people who are maybe watching this and don't know what ABA stands for, what is the ABA?
Applied Behavior Analysis. And it was difficult at first because there was just a lot of really tough days, hardship. Just getting my daughter to sit in a chair was difficult. And then, there's all these little baby steps that you take in this process, and it's a reward-based kind of methodology, and finding the things that were rewarding to this person. And so, my first month, all that ever happened was I was in tears and she was in tears the entire time. It was just so rough. And then I saw little bright spots where, wow, this happened, this good thing happened. And then we'd have more and more bright spots, and then it's a ebb and flow process. I mean, speaking, she was diagnosed that she would never speak, never do, pretty much anything normal and that kind of stuff. And she reads now, and I even had my doubts. Once we got her to a good place, I eventually got help. UCLA finally got me on their waiting list after, I don't know, maybe a year. But after we finally got some help, I had other people. And I got to a place where I'd just been so proud of the advancement she had, and we were interacting better, and she was doing better with everybody in her family, and things were just getting really good and nice for her. And it just continued to get better and better and better. But when I got the help, that was fantastic, because then I could be dad a lot of the time, and we could do things that were fun together and do things that were rewarding for her. And at that time, they were simple things. You know, we've gotten to a great place now. She texts away and she reads, and while she isn't able to do things, you know, independently all the time, she has a lot of independence, and she has a lot of things she can understand, and she wouldn't be able to have a really good solid phone conversation with you, but she would be able to have pretty good understanding of what you might be asking or wanting or trying to get her to understand. She needs a lot of support, and she needs a lot of prompting and a lot of, you know, continued you know, just support, I guess is the right word. But she's got joy now, and where in the past there was nothing but anxiety and misery. She went through formal school and excelled in physical things, and they even thought, because she had some physical things too, they even thought she probably won't ever walk normal. My wife and I met, we were both on scholarship in college for athletics, for running. That's how we met. And so we've always been runners. Well, we would go out and still continue to run. We would go out and do our daily runs. And my daughter and my other kids my daughter would want to go sometimes. And I thought, wow, should I do this or not? I was confused. Everything was new. And she wanted to go. And so I took her out, and it was funny because the very first kind of days or so that she wanted to go, I thought, well, I'll just let her go out and she can do whatever she wants. So, you know, we'll just shuffle along, and then she can walk, and we can pick up rocks or whatever she's interested in. And she started running, and she took off. And, you know, you had to watch her constantly because she was still vulnerable to just not being aware and running into a tree or something like that, because she was just distracted a lot, her mind. But she started running, and we went down, there's a trail behind us, so we went down the road to where you go up to the trail. And she went up the trail, and she goes, and I finally had to just stop her, because I thought, she's just gonna, you know, this is too much. From then on, she just took off like you can't believe. She went on through school, and she was always obviously in the special classes and the special needs, and it was great for her because of the social and everything, but she was, you know, I think in high school she was probably functioning, I can't remember what the assessments were, but she was probably functioning at about a 4th grade level as a senior in high school or something, academically. But athletically, she was a varsity athlete. We'd go to events, you know, and I'm glued to her because I'm afraid of her. She'd just be vulnerable, like I mentioned earlier. She's just vulnerable to anything, being a victim to anybody for any reason. And she's this blonde, pretty, cute, charming little girl that just smiles all the time and doesn't understand. Somebody could tell her to do anything or come with me or go here or whatever. She'd just be. So we would go to these events that were just for fun. And she went to state 4 years in a row, qualified, went to state 4 years in a row. And she was all conference, and you know, just she was exceptional. She excelled, and she just loved it. She just loved it to death.
Is there anything your dad helps you with running?
Yes.
What does he help you with?
I don't know. He helps with a lot.
Does your dad help you all day?
Yes, that helps me all day.
What does he help you with all day?
Coaching and training for the kids.
Yeah.
Does he keep you safe?
Yeah, keep me safe. It keeps me safe.
What else do we do?
We
It's
look
cool
both
stuff.
ways.
Yeah,
Cars.
we look both ways. What other things?
My daughter actually got a number of college recruiting letters. They didn't know her special needs. And she got a number of college recruiting. One coach called me and offered to give her completely free education. And I had to tell him this child is, you know, special needs, this person special needs, and can't do the academics at even a high school level. But I don't let myself be whining or negative or even go there very much, because the truth is, I say this a lot. She's given me a hell of a lot more than I've given her,
You've given her a lot.
Yeah, thanks.
That was a pitiful excuse for
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry. Do you want to take a break?
No, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm good. This is unusual for me.
You just care about her a lot. She's your loved one.
Yeah. She's amazing. So, yeah, I guess sometimes you think, well, there's life can go many different directions, and this is the direction mine went, and I'm thankful, I'm very proud, and so my personal needs, I guess I just need to know that this person is in a good place and has joy.
If you are a caregiver, contact the Family Caregiver Alliance at 800-445-8106 or www.caregiver.org for resources and support. THINK+change. Talks, trainings, and tools to help in your work for or with people with intellectual and other developmental disabilities. Learn more at www.thinkchange.training.